Well, it's Friday night, and you know what that means? It's Friday Night Bourbon Fight! Well, welcome to Bourbon Riders. If it's Friday night, it's Bourbon Fight. Tonight's contenders on the left, Widow Jane, age 10 years. Batch 741, bottle 202, dated 2022. Now, this is one of my favorites, and you can probably tell by how far down the bottle is. I love the Widow Jane products, including the Widow Jane Decadence, which is one of my favorite bourbons of all time. Now, on the Wild Turkey side, we have a challenger, Russell's Reserve. This is also 10 years old, and this is a fan favorite with a lot of people. It's really big and really popular in the Wild Turkey family. We're going to be going head to head to see which one I like better. 3 rounds, aroma, taste, and finish. So when we get back, we're going to get set up and get right to it. We have 2 fine pours done by my lovely assistant. I don't know which one is which, but we're going to start on the first round. Ding, ding, ding. It's all about the aroma. We'll start with the glass on my right. And we'll put the label on the bottom of the screen of what I'm sampling. Very traditional bourbon smelling. Molasses, brown sugar, a little bit of proof, a little bit of oak. Very sweet, nice, very nice. Very traditional bourbon. Okay, the one on our left. Well, this is different. This is not traditional at all. At least the aroma is not. I get more of a complex fruit, less oak, less sweetness. Wow. I don't remember that at all. Of course, I haven't tasted either one of these in probably a month or two. So it's almost like they're new to me. So I'm going to go back to on the right. Very nice. Like I said, quintessential bourbon aroma. This one is definitely something different. Draws you in because you're going like, what is that aroma? I can't identify the fruit, but it's very nice. Well, I'm going to score this, and you'll see it on the screen. Okay, ding, ding, ding. Now it's all about the taste, where the points are doubled. Each bourbon can score up to 10 points. We started on the right before, so now we're going to start on the left. You know, I never can tell what bourbon is by looking at it, but I like looking at it anyways. Cheers. Definitely got some peppery spice going on right on the tip of the tongue. I mean, pow, right away. It's not real sweet. You get that traditional bourbon flavor on the palate. Yeah, a little bit of surprise. I got a little bit of proof, but that spice right on the front, that was interesting. Okay. We're going to go to the right and see what it's like. Cheers. World of difference. The more baking spices up front, not as hot tasting or peppery tasting, a little bit sweeter. And actually, what's funny is I tasted more fruit in this one than I remember tasting in that one. So we're going to have to go back and try this again because I smelled the complex fruit in there, but I tasted it in here. Of course, it could be that the spice and the proof kind of hid the flavor. So let's go back to the left. It's definitely got that spice going. But on the second sip, I can taste the fruit now. And I would say it's not a real dark fruit. It's more of a medium. Medium to light, actually. It's good, but I can't tell you what it is. Definitely not, cherries, raspberries, more like apples and strawberries. It's nice. But which one is better? Which one tastes better? Well, we need more investigation, don't we? Back to the right. The one on the right is definitely a little smoother tasting. You do have that baking spice. You have those nice dark fruits coming across. It's a little bit sweeter than the one on the left. It's nice. Very traditional Kentucky style bourbon, I would say. Back to the left. This has almost got a nut, peanut, some kind of nut taste in there with the fruit that takes away from the sweetness and gives it a kind of a unique flavor. It's nice, but I'd have to say the glass on the right is better. This is good. This is better. So we're going to score those. Okay, ding, ding, ding. Now it's all about the finish. What lingers between sips, right? So I got kind of an idea. I got a good finish from both of them, but we're going to taste them again just so I can try to pick up what that is, so I can let you know. We started out on the left last time, so this time we're going to start out on the right. It has a nice fruit finish, a sweet fruit finish to it, not too dry. Very light on the baking spices. Moderate length as far as what it lasts. It's good. Very pleasing. I got a nice Kentucky hug going on there. Kind of surprising. It's a little bit more Kentucky hug than I expected from a 90 and a 91. Interesting. Back to the left, see what kind of finish this has. This one is not near as sweet on the finish, and a kind of baking spice, peppery finish. A lot like I got right in the front on the tip of the tongue, and now it's gone to the back and it's gone into the finish. It a little more peppery than I normally like it, and normally I like a little more sweetness in the finish, but any finish is better than no finish, and this has a finish that actually lasts longer than the glass on the right, although I prefer the glass on the right's finish more. So, being that may, I'm going to say it's a tie because this has a more delicious finish, but this lasts longer, more pleasant between sips. They're both pretty good finishes. So the finish is a 1 to 5 score. So we're going to score that now. We're going to take another taste of both and then tally up our scores and come back with some final thoughts. Well, final thoughts. I can tell you that this surprised me. It was closer than I expected. Why is that? Because I remember the Russell's Reserve in my first pour series as being something that I was not crazy about. I thought it was too spicy. The rye, the mash, whatever, I just didn't care for it too much. Not in comparison to sweeter bourbons that I liked at the time. My palate has changed, like your palate will change in your bourbon journey. And I actually think that both of these are pretty darn good, which means this one is pretty darn good. Whether it's the left or the right, I'm not 100% sure of. I think it might be the one on the left. And the only reason I say that is because this was spicier right up front. And I remember that about the Russell's Reserve, that it was a lot of spice right up front. But on aroma, this beat the glass on the right. This had 4 points. This had 3 points. On taste, I did like the one on the right better by 2 points. So this had 5 points. This had 7 points. On finish, they both had great finishes. They were different, but both great. So both of them got 4 points. So the one on the left was 13 points. The one on the right was 14. The one on the right wins by only 1 point. I wouldn't have guessed that at the beginning of the video. I would have said like Widow Jane would beat it by 3 points. If Widow Jane did beat it, it only beat it by 1 point, which means I think a lot more of this Russell's Reserve, which makes me wonder, how good is the other Russell's Reserve? The ones with more years to it. Are they even better? Might be. So, I don't know which one is which. My lovely assistant has left notes for me. And she says, one has a label, F, which is the Russell's Reserve. One doesn't have a label, which means it's the Widow Jane. The Widow Jane wins by only 1 point. I wouldn't imagine that. So, I hope you like this fight and you'll come back next Friday night, because every Friday night it is Bourbon Fight. Please drink responsibly, never drink and drive, and we'll see you next time. You know, I never can tell what bourbon is by looking at it, but I like looking at it anyways.